Hello everybody, breaking news out of Pedatstanpedople. As always, it is I'm an asshole suck a nut, and this is tonight's Pedatstanpedople Daily Report. Well, we begin tonight with some breaking news out of the Capitol. First of all, President Pedata has commissioned the building of a new city called Pedatstanpedople. It will be in some of the new land that was purchased this afternoon. As well, many protests are happening outside of the soon-to-be military tribunals. Not in favor of the arrested, however, and accused, in favor of the president. Some are beginning to worry that the president is using this as an opportunity to grab all the power he can. The president had this to say about that.
Well, my thoughts are that, obviously I love my supporters, and obviously I'm reiterating that they protest peacefully, and I understand everybody's upset about the way things went down, but I as I explained in my broadcast, that was the only way that we could do this. Go ahead, next question.
Very interesting words from the president there. I have no comment on it because I'm just here to report the news after I got arrested. So, also, we have our new field correspondent in the field down at the protest to see how things are turning out. What's going on down there?
What's going on behind me? Back to you.
Very interesting, very interesting. That was our field correspondent, Ivan Makinoff, and he just joined us here at the PNN News crew. I think he's a really great guy, but then again, my opinion doesn't mean anything. So, next thing we have to talk about is the letter that was sent by the Speaker of the House in an attempt to cause chaos throughout Pedatstanpedople. He sent a letter in order to try and gain supporters among his former party, which has now been disbanded. The president also had this to say regarding the Speaker of the House.
But given the fact that he sent a letter begging his former party members to try and back him in a coup, an actual physical coup, where they would take some members of the military and turn them against me, that's the second time he's committed treason in a row. You can't commit treason twice and then expect to be scot-free and everything to be okay, and I'm going to come give you a nice hug at the end of the day. That's not going to happen. When you go against the Constitution, you're a treason and you're a traitor.
Very interesting words, very interesting words. The president, every day, he's coming out more and he's speaking, he's getting things done. Also, the new Congress will be elected very soon. They will have brand new military elections, paper ballots, and they will be analyzed with watermarks. So that should be an interesting topic to see if the Pedoples House falls back into the president's control, which likely will happen because his party is the only one left. However, he has encouraged other parties to come up without his association, and some of his former rivals that have not committed high crimes are even being encouraged to create those parties. So, he is trying to create the dynamic of power that has existed before, but mainly with those who have the best interest at heart. Now, the next thing we have to talk about is the growing sentiment in Pedople that something weird is going on here. The military tribunals are set to begin soon, and much of this evidence to the public has not been released yet, but I have a strong feeling that it's going to be released soon. Also, Siegfried von Werner of the Pedoples Intelligence Service, or PIS for short, has gained intelligence, and he's been hunting down the rest of the scumbag criminals that still are trying to escape and cause havoc throughout the country. Recently, an attack on the Capitol happened. Nobody died, thank goodness. However, some infrastructure was destroyed, which cost approximately $43,000, or P-dopes, I'm sorry. It costs about 43,000 pedopes to repair this damage. Next thing, the people have been sending letters to us requesting that we just remain objective and do not give our opinions. However, I'm going to give you my opinion. I think that this whole process has been a great idea. It has nothing to do with the fact that I was arrested and I was a part of the clan of so-called elite assholes and fucking nuts that were running the country. Now that I've changed sides, I see the error of my ways, and I only hope that the Lord can forgive me now. I have seen the light. Please, Jesus, I am sorry. Now, in other news, today, the president was set to meet with Pope Joseph I, but as you guys saw actually in our interview at the end, he had to be escorted out because of an attempted assassination on the Pope, most likely due to the church establishment not liking his new policies that he's trying to put forth. I wish Pope Joseph I the very best, and I am currently actually working out a deal with his staff so that he could return on the show periodically as our religious correspondent to tell us what's happening throughout the country. Today, however, we have another guest with us. It should be a very interesting one. This is one of the president's top staffers, and he is telling us what exactly is going on in Pedatstanpedople and how the hunt for the scumbags is going thus far. So I will be interviewing him right about now. Let's kick it off. The person joining me on the show today, his name is George Scottenberg, as in fuck Dickerson. Now, he is a top advisor with the president. Some would say his right-hand man, or his left-hand man. I'm not sure what hand this is the president, actually. George Scott?
He happens to be right-handed, actually. Right-handed.
Oh, so he's a right. Yeah. Okay. I was just curious. You gotta ask these type of questions. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
But first things first. We saw Siegfried arrest me actually live when I used to work for the news network for libertards and fucking idiots. Before I moved to the new Pedople News Network, he actually arrested me. And it was a very interesting experience. Him and his team. How have they had more success catching more scumbags? Because I'm not a scumbag anymore. I mean, maybe they've had more success. Have they had more success?
Yes, they've had more success. We've had a lot of good guys. We've taken them out, but there's still a lot of scumbags out there. We're just trying to eliminate them. It's taking a long time, but we're trying our best.
I see. So the hunt's still going. The hunt's still going. But you guys have made a thus far. You've made a sizable chunk into
we have
into the scumbag population. Okay.
Chunk.
I was just making sure. Because there's a lot of things going on. I'm just concerned. I just want to make sure that everything is going according to plan. Because I'm sure the president has a plan, right? He has a plan of action thus forth because. To right now, everything is just so in the dark. Nobody really knows what's happening. The information is so hard to come by.
Yes.
And even me, as a news trying to broadcast the information, I'm only getting it right before it goes to my desk. Right before I start recording. So, does the president plan to speed up the process of releasing information so that we could properly know what the fuck is happening here? You know what I'm saying?
That's a great question, I'm an asshole. Of course, he's definitely planning on, increasing the speed at which we release the information, but things have been just so hard, if you know what I mean. They've been so hard to try and get everything out. We're trying our best. We're trying our best here. And we're doing it as fast as we can.
I'm good. I'm concerned. I know that. Thank you for your relief my concerns a little bit. It's been a fucking nightmare. The last couple of days have been a roller coaster of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought in a million years that the corruption would be this deep. Now, side note. Okay, so we had the attack on Pedatstanpedople. The president is dead set on his anti-nuclear stance in the world. He's gotten into several wars over this. Many terrorist attacks have occurred, And that was part of the justification that the Speaker of the House was using against him. Were you able to link all those attacks to the Speaker, or were some of those as the result of nations angry with the president about his anti-nuclear stance? Which one was it, or was it a combination of both?
I'd have to say, everything the Speaker said was absolutely a lie. So everything he did, he touched, turned to shit. Yes, it was a combination of a little bit. Some of those nations were being supported. Some of them were being supported.
I see.
But it's mostly the Speaker of the House's fault.
That's very interesting. This whole situation, man, I can't even believe it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, fuck.
Yes, it's been very hard, if you know what I mean.
So the president's so he just broke ground on Pedatstanpedople, the new city.
Yes.
It's in it's in the western part of the country. We haven't really explored that. We just bought more land today. He's constructed the use of military bases and soldiers are ramping up. Where I think we're now at 69,000 active duty soldiers out of the approximately 500,000 people in the country. So is there a reason why the president is ramping up his military, or is it just speak softly while carrying a big stick? Is that his approach? Or is it something more concerning underlying the whole situation?
No, the president just believes in having a big stick. We just have to have a strong military to protect our borders, because if we don't, then anybody could come to the border and just fuck us right in the ass, if you know what I mean. It could just be a complete disaster.
I see. Okay, I just want to make it clear that the president has no plans to be going around and rounding up all the rivals that he hasn't already rounded up.
Of course not. No.
What me and a lot of other people are concerned about right now.
Okay.
And I have no quarrel with the president. I actually voted for the president, even though I was a part of this scumbag political class. I actually voted for him because I knew deep down that somebody had to fucking fix the situation.
True, yes.
And I supported him during our revolution. But a lot of people are concerned this looks very bad right now. It just, optically speaking, I know most of the public, at least on the surface level, is supporting this, but is anybody concerned here that he's becoming a dictatorial figure?
He's not becoming a dick.
Given the fact that most of the Congress just got arrested, because I'm concerned, and I know that the president has good intentions, but is this opening the door for future administrations to just remove anybody that they don't like?
Well, first of all, the president is not becoming a dick. I know a lot about dicks, and I just happen to know that that's not happening. The president is following the Constitution, and the military is enforcing that. So, anybody that is against the Constitution is thus for against the president. So, his rivals are actually against the country, not against him.
So you're saying, what you're saying, I'm sorry. So what you're saying is...
Go ahead. I'm an asshole.
That the president, he knew this was coming even before. So he had set this up in advance.
He only follows the Constitution, Hyman.
With public knowledge, as far as he dropped hints.
He did.
His top military advisors were been on the lookout for this for a long time. They knew that this was going to happen. So they planned in advance. Okay.
Yes,
so they planned in advance. I'm just confused. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't just him
is
trying
that so hard to believe?
Power, a taste of it, and he wanted to hoist it all for himself.
No, of course not. The president is not a tyrant.
And I understand that in the Constitution, it's the main duty of the office of the president is to defend the Constitution.
Yes.
So that was the justification, was the Constitution.
Yes, it was the Constitution. Hyman. How many times I have to say it?
Last but not least, so I hear the president, in the midst of all this chaos, he has recorded an album?
Yes, he has.
An album?
Yeah.
A musical album?
Yes, a musical album, Hyman.
Okay, how's he had the time to do that?
Well, the president does have some time. It's not impossible.
Okay, well, I understand you have to go.
I do have to go, actually, yes.
Just real quick, just send me the link to the album, and I'll post it for all my viewers, just so they get a little snippet. of
Yes,
all the
it's
president's
mainly
emotions throughout
about
the whole process.
his journey.
So that's what the album is, more of a audio
Yes,
diary.
it's an audio
of
diary
the process
of his experience
of
in the country.
what he's gone through and what the country has
Yes.
gone through throughout this whole thing. So that's what the point is.
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I mean,
We will be having you back, I'm sure, as long as you want to be back on.
I'd love to be
But this has been an amazing interview.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Are you okay?
Mr. Ass and Fuck Sucking Dick Nut Ballsack? I'm sorry, what
Jordan
was your name
Scott
again? I can't
Assenberg,
remember.
Suck a dick. Ass and fuck, dick and suck. I'm sorry.
Dick and
Yes.
Suck. Okay, I'm sorry. Well, Mr. Ass and Fuck Dick and Suck, thank you so much for coming on the Pedople News Network. Thank you so much for
having
coming
me.
on the Pedatstanpedople Daily Report, and I hope you have a wonderful
I
day.
hope you do
and
too.
wish the president
I'm,
my best. And I would love to have the president on the show if he has time. I know it's very hectic,
Maybe I can.
but if he has time, just as a little joke, if he has time to record an album, maybe he has time to come on the show.
Well, maybe
That's
I
all
can
I'm
pull
saying.
some strings for
So,
you.
thank you so
after that
much.
comment.
That is all I have to say. My name is I'm an Asshole Sucking Up, and this has been the Pedatstanpedople Daily Report. Good night, everybody. Can I go now, please? I'm sorry.